What's going on, everyone? The Rus here, back again with another addressing like 1 or 2 comments video real quick. But something I want to say of the comment of Schmitty Worman. That's the only comment I'm gonna address in this video real quick. About Donald Trump, of course. If this guy, Donald Trump, became a president, he would have us at war with Russia all over again. He's a nutcase. The man admitted he was sexually attracted to his own daughter. You know, first of all, people who are generation younger than you are, they can be beautiful. Like I can say that my stepmom's daughter is a good-looking kid. You can think that your daughter's kids are beautiful, right? Opposite sex. And in some porn I even see where the mom was having sex with her son, but that's so outrageous, but that's not the point really. But you can say that, your daughter is attractive, your daughter's like in her 20s and you're like fucking 60. You can see you can say oh, I can understand how old a man can go after her because she's so beautiful, but I know I'm not American, maybe I'm not thinking like American people do. That's why for me it seems like kind of bullshit. But I mean, you can be actually attracted to whoever you want. As long as you don't have sex with your daughter. When you have sex with your daughter, that's a problem. And if you don't, and if you think that your daughter is good looking and you can understand how other males can be sexually attracted to her, there's no problem about that. So that's bullshit. To me it's not a big deal, but again, it's whatever. He raped his wife. Shit, what's your wife is for? To have sex, right? You fucked her and she didn't want to. It's your wife. Not just a random whore whom you fucked. Well, if your wife don't want to have sex with you, then she should go. Raped your wife. He is openly racist. And has no respect for culture. No respect for culture thing. This is bullshit. Let me put the light on this issue. I need some light, motherfuckers. With no respect for culture. Let me tell you something. From my personal experience. I believe nobody in this country have any respect for any culture. Why I say that is because, trust me, when I come into the United States, people aren't cool with saying, oh, you're acting different because you're Russian. Or these people acting different because they're coming from. Nobody gives a shit. In America it's like this. Either you act American if you be like us, or you have an option to be a Section 8, to be a loser. Only if you like great person who has extreme talent, then maybe you get somewhere. Because when I was saying, oh, but in Russia, the only thing you say, you're not in Russia. People have no respect for culture. People think that, culture is all about, matryoshka, babushka, some bullshit, or hijab, burqa, whatever, right? People in America think that the culture is physical attributes, and they're willing to deal with that. But what people don't understand is in other countries people do things differently, they act differently. And trust me, in America people have no respect for that. Either you be like us or get out. That's simple. Like, you know, people in America say that, you know, that Somalians are lazy, they don't work, their productivity is low. They have no respect that this woman in Somalia, they used to not work, just make kids, and they have no respect for that. If they're working slow, they don't care. They don't care that Russian people are rude in Russia. They like, you in America now, we don't care if you're rude. No respect for culture at all. If you act American, oh, you know, get out of here or go on Section 8 and just get this free housing and live like cheap. I don't care if people in other countries are different. They just like, you either be like us or get out. So who has a respect for culture? What the fuck you talking about? They're just stupid. He bores into politics like a tick and suck off to people supporting ignorance. He's not in it for people. He's in to fuck over this country and make bank off of it. I don't know. Because see, there is a thing about the social programs, okay? Like if you have social programs, yes, you help immigrants and parasites and idiots and handicapped people to abuse the system. And point of Republicans is, if you're gonna cut social programs, if you're gonna take these motherfuckers out of here, if you say America for Americans, be more conservative, take the subhumans out, it's actually maybe a better idea, because think about it. If we're gonna go back to the history, Roman history, when Roman people have their own soldiers, they were strong. When they started getting mercenaries out of somewhere else, it's bad. In America, foreigners usually they're taking American money and giving it to other countries, which destroys American economy. Why do American people need that? And foreigners are suffering too. They're suffering, oh, in America, I can't get to do a job, I have to be in nurse's aid, or I have to serve, nobody gives a shit about me, I have to fake until you make it, I have to act differently, be different, all the time be lying to myself, just to fit in this American society, so I can get money. Like really, it's difficult life and it sucks. And I believe the only reason why people are coming to America and living here is because, sometimes in America you can make more money kissing ass to some Western European American asshole than if in your country you'd be CEO. You can make more money. That's why people want to be in America, because America is good for that purpose. Like I was thinking a lot of times, back in the day when I was 21, I was thinking, if you have some sort of time machine, what I like to do, I would like to earn money back in America, work there 9 to 5, 5 o'clock, I like to transport back to Russia and have fun with my buddies in Russia. So all the nights I would like to be in Russia, all the mornings I would like to be in America. America is good for one thing, for foreigners, to make money. Because America does offer protections, money and all of that. But social life is different. I can see the gap between me and Americans even to this day, a little bit. I see that people thinking differently, doing things differently. At my job people were upset with me because I was rude and they didn't used to not like the way I was doing things. Just because I was meticulous but slower than everybody else, not just doing fast and not such a good job. That's not an American thing. because Americans are famous for being fast and they're not super meticulous as long as it just looks good. But you know, the things that people doing things differently, the things how people interact with other people. And Americans are not very tolerant people, like be like us or get out. They don't want to like really understand you, a lot of people. Some people do, but a lot of people don't, and people are still giving you advices or recommendations based on their cultural background, based on how they are. That's why, you know, people are right and they say don't listen to other people, because people, when they are giving you advices, even if they are doing it from their own perspective, from how they feel, they are doing it from their perspective, not from yours. So, just because of the fact that I'm not John Smith, if I'm listening to John Smith advice, being Emil, not John Smith, his advice may not work for me. So see, that's the thing. In this life, all you can do is just to find out who you are and what works for you. And listen to other people's advices, people who are giving it from their perspective. It's different because their perspective may not fit you. That's why when people say America is great or Russia is great, they're saying it from their perspective. And all life you can do is to find out what's good for you. So what I'm getting at is that you know, America has a good PR, that's why people love it, but really for the foreigners it's not a great country in some ways. If your goal is to make good money, by all means come to America, it's good. You adapt to other people. If you're a person who is easily adaptable to new environment, you just want to make money, it's country for you. But if you're a conservative person, you don't care about money, probably America is not for you. But in general, for Americans, I would say it's better to be more conservative. And again, I'm saying it from my perspective, maybe I'm wrong, but from my perspective, more Republicans are better, because in general, foreigners are not good, because they act differently, they send money to their country, destroying American economy. And what Donald Trump tries to do is like give them permanent residency and make them here live, you know, and pay taxes. And he's right, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to integrate foreigners into American society. And that's the only way. Americans should change foreigners. They should integrate them to American society. They should be more outspoken. Otherwise, foreigners would be terrible. And there's going to be always miscommunications. That's the only way. Integration to American society. You want to be American? Look, this is how you should act. In your country you acted this way, here you should act like an American. You should teach them. You should be more outspoken towards foreigners. And that's the only respect for the culture people can do. And I believe actually Donald Trump trying to do some integration, like economic integration, give them resident status and make foreigners pay taxes, not be parasites. And that's a good, you know, it's good for America to do that. So I think that Donald Trump is trying to do the right thing, actually. Being outspoken, maybe he's not saying appropriate things or politically correct, but fuck this political correctness. It doesn't even make much sense, you know. Here we're talking about racism, right? People to this day are saying, to white people saying between themselves, oh, I don't want your daughter to marry black man. Look, they cannot say N-word, they cannot say bad things about black people, they let black people get away with this thing, but behind themselves white people saying, they even say it sometimes, oh, we're prejudiced. They're not going to say it in public because it's bad, but between themselves they're still racist. So racism still exists, and if you have racists behind the covers, it's still racism, and people know it. So if you're public about it, if you're vocal about it, you're racist. But if you do it between your family members, it's okay. Fuck that shit. You know, human nature is human nature. and Donald Trump just being real. So, and political correctness is a detriment to the country. So, I support Donald Trump. I think he's a strong leader, and all your bullshit, Schmitty Worman, about it is irrelevant, really, in my opinion. So, that's all I'm gonna say to your comment. All the best to you guys. Later.